Hello, welcome back to I Create For You. My name's Lori, and we're going to be doing another ghost story in the book Ghosts Among Us. This is a kind of little thick book here. And so this one is the section that I'm reading this under is photographs of ghosts. And because this is so small, I'm going to also read this one, Ghosts in the News. So there's going to be two stories. Maybe two drawings also. This one's called Violet. Joe Jones, owner of a motorcycle towing business in Vista, California, has a most unusual hobby. He photographs ghosts and has a website devoted to the topic. The art comes naturally to Joe, who admits a strong intuition, a sixth sense that some parapsychologists believe makes capturing ghosts on film natural. Some theorize that simply having a sensitive nearby while taking pictures increases the odds of photographing an ethereal being. Joe used infrared film while photographing the haunted Whaley House in Old Town San Diego. It says in parentheses here, readers of Coast to Coast Ghosts will remember that Violet Whaley unalived herself there in the late 1880s. There's a photo here, and it says the man peering into the window is Joe's very much alive friend. The woman passing behind the column is from the other side. I will show you that picture. She is right here. This is his friend looking in the window, and that's the lady coming up onto the porch behind a pillar. Okay, ghosts in the news. Witnesses said the victim of a fatal car wreck in Oklahoma City materialized in Puckett's wrecker yard and was caught on videotape, according to Oklahoma City's Channel 4 News. The ABC TV station aired the footage, which showed a milky, human-shaped figure circling above a wrecked car. Tracy Martin, a 33-year-old mother of twins, died on June 30th, 2002, and her family believes that it was her spirit that made national news with its startling appearance 18 days later in the wrecker yard where her truck was towed. Overnight dispatcher Kathy Henley watched the scene live from a monitor and was startled at the sight of a specter circling above wrecked vehicles and peeking in windows as if looking for something. An employee was sent outside to investigate, found nothing unusual, but the video was replayed and there was no explaining the ghostly image. Though there were other vehicles there that had been involved in fatal accidents, the somewhat cloudy apparition did not have distinctive features. Tracy Martin's family asserted the spirit had to be her, as she always did things in grand style, and they were certain she wanted them to know she was okay. Tracy's twins were shown the video by their father, who hoped it would bring them some comfort. This story was garnered from a number of news sources and was broken by the Oklahoma City Channel 4 News in July 2002. So that's pretty interesting. So, someone who can actually capture ghosts on film, and it's very in tune with doing that. That's something I've never heard of, and I guess I would be a little bit spooked to know that I just saw a ghost on video looking into vehicles. I wouldn't say she was, in my opinion, I know that family was probably hopeful that that was their loved one, but if the person was circling and looking in windows, that doesn't mean that they say they're okay. I didn't get that message. I get that message that they're confused. They're trying to find what happened. They were brought to the junkyard with the vehicle, and now they're trying to piece together what may have happened in their journey. They're looking through windows and circling above vehicles, looking for their vehicle, looking for some kind of answer for themselves. That's the way I see it. I'm gonna bring you down, and ooh, come on now. There we go. And we're gonna do. I'm gonna try to do the one. I'll do the one first of the window. I'm just gonna have this. It's gonna be like you're sitting in the vehicle and this apparition is looking at you. I know that sounds very unnerving, but also very interesting at the same time. I don't claim to be a perfect artist, but I'm going to try to draw. Of course, you can tell this is the window, and you're sitting here. This is maybe the passenger seat would be a good thing. And wait, I gotta make the end here of this window. All right, so I would guess that you really couldn't see too much except a figure. So I'm just going to try to draw something peering in. I'm gonna give it hair. Here's where my cartoonish look comes in. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And just because they thought it was Tracy, I'm going to... I don't have any idea what she looked like, but I'm just going to give her... And I'm just going to use the side of it for now to do some of this, because it's not going to be... If you're seeing somebody looking in a window, it's not going to be perfect. And it's going to be a little bit unnerving, I think. So I'm going to just do a lot of this, doing it on the side so it looks kind of hazy. Let's see if I can do this on the side. You know how when you look in a window and you're trying to look for something, I'm gonna guess that they are smashed up against the window, and their hand, you know, I'm thinking your hand would be right, like looking, you know, like right there. Try not to make it look like an alien hand. Yeah, that looks like an alien. Okay. So that's looking in the window too. Now we're going to give her like a kind of a washed face. You can't really see anything, but you know that they're looking. I'm just going to go over this like this. Let me work on this a little bit here. We're having it. Looks like it's might be a nice day today, but not as nice and warm as it was on Saturday. Yesterday was, of course, rainy and drizzly, so it was not a very good day, but oh, my nose is looking funny. I'll try to draw this mouth a little bit here. Alrighty, there's a lady peering in the window, trying to see if this is her vehicle, what might have happened, why am I just floating, what, I mean, I don't understand, she's saying, what is going on? Look at those eyes, she's looking in the window, see that? She's not sure what's happening. That's the look of desperation and a look of needing answers, isn't it? Okay, let's try to do the... I'm going to look at this picture again as a reference. They have her coming onto a porch, and she's just barely... So I'm just going to start with... I'm going to turn this over for a second. I'm going to start with the pillar. Okay, so she's coming up the steps, and this is the pillar. And let me see what the house looks like. I'm just going to put it on my lap because it's better, because the... Let's see, we got a doorway over here. Maybe I should make it this way. And we have... I say buildings are my worst things to try to replicate. Believe me, I suck at drawing buildings. These have shutters. How the heck do people draw buildings? I have no freaking clue. I had no sense of dimension of things. But anyway, she's coming up here, and all you see... I don't know why that bothers me. Wonky door frame. just making another funky window. Alright, so she's coming along up onto the step, and so her leg looks like it's bent to come up a step. So I'll do this. That's her knee and her leg. This I'll make a little bit more prominent. And it looks like there she had her hand right here. It's hard to see because the view of her is kind of translucent, so you can't really tell what is going on. What is what, more or less. So I'm just going to try to draw the hand the best that I can. What I think it looks like she's got her hand coming out. And then she's got this as her leg coming out here to come up onto the porch. Then it shows just a little bit of her. My goodness. Actually, she almost looks pregnant. I know, that sounds horrible, but... Oh, I see what... That's not her leg. Now that I'm looking at it, this looks like the pillar and the porch rail here. And then hers just here and just her... That's the big bust line and her hand. And a little bit of her body. So... There's just a little bit of her body down here. Coming out from around there. Now I'm going to make this darker. Alright, so then we have... just a little bit of an apparition here. They show. Her coming around the door frame. It won't really show anything of her face or anything. So I'm just going to leave this a dark apparition, even though it's a lighter one in the picture. And I'm just going to, so that you can see it better. This needs to go back further because her neck doesn't need to be that big. And part of her head is coming through. And part of her bottom body. And so she's I know this isn't the best picture, but she's coming through on the other side of that pillar. And that's all they show, basically, is her coming through there. Let me get this open here. Sorry about this. Let's see. So she is right here. Now, is that her? I thought that was her head and this was her body, but I cannot make that out. And I don't know if that's her head here and she's leaning as she's coming up. But I know that it's really hard to tell because it could have been a better picture. Let me just say. If she was coming up there and he's taking pictures, he should have hit that. You know how you hit that one button where it goes tick, 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 and takes continuous pictures? So that he could actually get her coming onto the porch. And don't forget Tracy with her pleading eyes helped me figure out what happened to me so I can move on. Alrighty, thank you so much for sticking around, listening to me jabber and try to draw these, and hopefully it helps you kind of visualize what was on that monitor that person at the junkyard saw. Anyway, please hit the like button if you could, and subscribe if you haven't. And please stay happy, stay healthy, stay creative, stay well, you can say kind of creepy, because this is what this channel is, kind of creepy. And I want you to stay true to yourself and stay tuned for my next video. Thank you for stopping by, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.